welcome to that one episode of the Haven WIldcat Podcast. I'm your host, Easton. I'm joined by Zeke, Alex, and Logan, and Mr. Clemens, but he will not be saying much.
I'm not here.
As he's getting over an illness.
Yes.
Okay, we have a very special podcast for you. There's an interview with the Coach Hill. No, not that Coach Hill that you're thinking of, the other one. Yeah, that one. And to start us off, here's Zeke with the random fact of the week.
Wow. Did you know that the sound of E.T. walking was made by someone squishing their hands in a joke?
I did not know that. Who has seen E.T.? I have not.
E.T. and its definition.
I don't watch a lot of those older movies.
E.T. phone home.
I know the plot behind it. It's just a weird little alien squatting around. I need to go home. It's like that. It's like the kid at your sleepover. His parents haven't picked him up yet, and it's just really awkward. You're just waiting for his parents to get there.
How does it relate? Okay.
I don't know. That's pretty relatable.
Have you been in that situation before? Your friend's there, you're waiting for his parents to pick him?
Yes.
How many times? Runs out of fingers.
Carry the 5 multiplied by 7, 3.
Your math is suck.
My math is suck.
It's quick math.
Yeah, quick maths.
Very accurate.
No, it's the most accurate. He's Albert Einstein. He's accurate.
Accurate.
I don't know how to say that word. Don't try to.
Accurate.
We're gonna make fun. Oh, by the way, who's our sponsors, Alex?
Yeah, I'll choose our sponsors.
We can just stand to look at it. Okay, our sponsors are Yoder Meats and Craft Electric. Not Yoder's Meat, Yoder's. Yoder.
Electric.
Electric. I guess we can find it. This is like the roast Logan.
What you people doing here was Logan over here saying Yoder's Meat.
Okay,
That's why.
cut that out. No, none of that.
Hey, we got some news?
Do we have news?
Yes, I have a few.
All right, what's some news? Is it appropriate news?
Hutchinson man accused of striking girlfriend in the head with a board. Not really, anything new.
Going to a boarding school.
No.
Okay, I realize that is.
You should feel bad for that one.
I do. I really do.
Hey, but guess what? Guess who wrote that? John Green. You know who John Green is?
Who's John Green? Who is John Green, Logan?
You know who John Green is? He's a freaking author of like a really good book, I think.
Okay.
I think he wrote like The Fault in Our Stars. No, never mind. Never mind.
Then why is the person who wrote Fault in Our Stars? Why is he in Hutch writing about domestic abuse?
What if it was? See, he wrote Fault in Our Stars. I don't know if he wrote that post, but that John Green is.
I don't know. Maybe John's a pretty common name. I've heard the last name Green quite frequently.
Yeah,
you never know.
John Deere Green.
Also,
Mr. Clemson, I've asked you to leave.
I mean, it wouldn't make a difference because he's not going to speak on this podcast at all. So. But also another one is May's school employee test positive for E. coli, possibly from romaine lettuce. I just want to know if it's from their lettuce or if it's from like lettuce.
I think if it's romaine lettuce that came out of Arizona. I have no clue why they're growing lettuce in Arizona. I don't know how.
You don't know if it's ever from Arizona.
They said if it's from Arizona, don't eat it.
How would they grow lettuce in Arizona?
I'm wondering how.
Well, because lettuce is like really wet.
I know, and Arizona really isn't.
Yeah.
Arizona.
It's a desert.
Yeah, it's like
It's a desert.
Nothing grows there.
Does anyone else? Oh, man accused of strangling wife during argument in Hutchinson again. Hutchinson, let's not go there.
I don't know. Have you seen news that come out of Florida?
No, here, I'll look at
Cut that. News that come out of Florida, it's really weird. Like, 2 guys were arrested because one attacked the other one's ex in a bull costume and tried to burn her apartment down. Florida's
Oh,
weird.
here's one. Woman passes gas, pulls knife on offended man.
Someone got arrested for dressing up as a bear and attacking the.
Oh, the Black Friday campers. Yes, it's hilarious.
I would so do that though. Is that here? The Black
Oh, no, I think that was in Florida.
You wouldn't be surprised if you have been deck the Hools Christmas boat parade sail into Fort Lauderdale. That's
Lauderdale.
yeah, that's not really funny.
Lauderdale.
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of deaths.
No, for this part, this little deaths.
Woman furious after Southwest employee mocks daughter's name ABCDE. Literally the alphabet. 5 letters of the alphabet. That's but all together.
Apodeci.
What do you guys
Apodeci.
Apodeci? What do you guys do for Thanksgiving?
Hey,
No,
food.
really? What do you no like any traditions you guys have that like
Eating
it's like
food.
not normal for everybody else?
Eating food.
Oh really? I don't.
I
do
think I'm not entirely sure, but I think the guys in my family started a new tradition. Like, while everyone else gets like the food done, like cooking it and stuff and setting up, we went out shooting, and it was pretty fun. What'd you do, Zeke?
Ate a lot of food.
You had a lot of food.
That's interesting.
What's sort of like a side dish that you thought was like normal in your family but isn't? Like it's normal to everyone else, but it's only your family who does it. Creamy corn.
cream cheese corn.
Cream cheese
I
corn.
always call it cream cheese corn.
It's called creamy
I'd
corn.
probably say like sweet potatoes with like cinnamon sugar on it, because well, it's not my grandma's that did it this year. It was Jessica's grandma's that we went to, great grandma's actually. Sorry. And there's a lot of different foods, but I don't think I've seen anybody else have like sweet potato for like their Thanksgiving.
We had some sweet potato.
Spaghetti with like maple syrup or bacon, whatever you do. Yeah, that's like
Spaghetti with bacon.
Spaghetti with bacon.
That doesn't sound too bad. Like, what's some like weird like side dishes that you thought were normal, but it turns out like everyone looks at you weirdly whenever
Like
you bring
really,
it
you
up?
guys do that?
Hey, what a weirdo,
How we do turkey? Do you guys do turkey?
bro. That's weird.
What do you do? Like, what kind of meat do you have at your Thanksgiving?
We have turkey, we have ham.
Is that like a lot
That's
of different?
that's actually a good subject.
What?
Is it too early for Christmas music?
Yes.
I've already been playing Christmas
I
music.
believe I don't mind it, but I believe it is a little too early
It's
for it.
29th. It's November. Yeah, it's not early. It's not too early.
I will
It is
accept
way
that
too early.
next week, and next week I will start accepting Christmas music, and I will also be 18 next week.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Yay! That's
If they
one
start,
and only time.
More
I'll be told that.
responsibilities.
if they start playing Christmas music in November, it's true.
Yeah.
And like the first.
How about,
week
like,
of
the
December,
fir-
they should,
how about-
start phasing it in slowly.
How about December 1st? Is that okay for Christmas music?
No.
So how about December 14th?
No, like they start
Slowly putting it in,
Yeah.
not like
Bam.
we just got done with Thanksgiving.
Is it too early?
Christmas music.
If you play like once
And
in a
that's the
while,
only
like
thing that
They don't
they
even
go,
wait
like,
until
a month.
then.
Is it too early?
you're already
to
putting up
decorate?
decorations for Christmas.
Yeah.
Is it too early to decorate for Christmas?
Yeah. That's
Mm-mm.
what I'm doing.
I think
Because the weather's been okay.
I'd probably-
a couple of days.
Really?
decorate
It's felt like Christmas since October.
we just
Actually,
now got our
like,
first
well, 'cause
snow,
we had
so
a couple of like almost 60-degree days a couple days back, so it's been pretty good.
as long as we don't have no more rain, we're pretty decent. I think we're good on rain.
It's gonna rain Friday,
Dang it!
and it's going to snow Sunday.
Is it
Oh
okay to put your Christmas tree up before?
no,
No.
that is no. That's
It
I think,
is if you're a redneck.
that's a sin.
I think if you really want to get like in trouble or like people hate you, then yeah, put Christmas tree up after Thanksgiving. Other than
Are
that,
those people
no.
that leave up their Christmas decorations like all the
Now it says it's supposed to snow next Friday and
If-
Saturday.
Okay, here's another question. Is it
gonna
okay
snow
for
a
them
lot.
to like leave the Christmas decorations past Christmas, or do you like want it automatically down as soon as Christmas is over?
Well, no, you gotta leave it up for a couple of days.
There
I
is
know.
some
Like
states.
the day after Christmas, like, no, Christmas is over. We must take them all down. No.
Some
No.
states actually have a law where if you do not take your Christmas decorations down like a month or two after Christmas, you can be fined.
Like, how much money do you know?
No, I do not.
Because that'd be bad. Like $2,000.
It's
man.
your yard, but it's their curb.
It's,
Just like you can get fined for not mowing your lawn and if you live in.
yeah.
Zeke and I don't have to deal with that because we live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I just have neighbors that yell at us for not
My
mowing our
little
lawn. It's okay.
population, no.
Zeke, think of it like this. You can get fined for noise complaints.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
even though the noise is originating from your house.
Sometimes if your neighbor's being noisy, you don't complain to the police about it. You be even noisier than them. Yeah, I have too.
It's like, oh, two complain at this game.
2 wrongs do not make a right, but 3 lefts do.
So that means a third neighbor needs to start trying to do that, and then it'll be right.
But
No,
that's
3
what happens,
lefts
man. We're
make
Yeah,
a
I
right.
know. Because a right is right, but left is wrong.
Right, wrong, left. Sorry, it's coming down GPS.
And 3 left. That's right.
Left, 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 left.
That's 4 lefts.
I'm so confused.
Left. You just keep on going.
Isn't it like
Skeet.
UPS or like
Skeet, skeet.
delivery drivers or somebody? They only take like left or right turns or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
'cause
They can only take right turns because
Mailbox stuff.
it uses up gas just sitting there idling.
Can they not get out of their mail cars anymore? Like, their mail cars.
Their mail card.
Like they're not entirely
Like
like
they're-
banned from taking left turns,
But
but I know like the UPS will like they
yeah,
have GPS.
Drive
that
crazy
will
into
get
your
them
car
those
and like jump
turns
out
they
real
can.
fast.
yeah.
Those UPS drivers are crazy. Like, they'll, oops, and then just stop. No, but like ever since all those pit bulls are like attacking all like the mail carriers, they can't get out of the car like their vehicle anymore. It's like, oh, we're just gonna throw it in your yard and you can leave.
Another topic. How bad was the ice from all the snow?
For me, it was awful.
Oh yeah, you can tell that story.
It's fun when you get on the road, but trying to get on the road is the hardest part for me. I live on dirt roads, and one of the roads that I take to get onto Haven Bueller Road, it doesn't really ice over. The worst you get is like some patches of snow and a little bit of ice, but it's not like frozen over. So I was driving Monday, actually, I think, and I tried to stop at the stop sign so I could get onto Haven Bueller, and I didn't stop. I stopped in the middle of Haven Bueller Road, and coming from Haven was a semi, and coming from towards Hutch was an SUV. I don't think I've thrown it into reverse so fast in my life.
Is it a manual or automatic?
Automatic.
Oh, so you're just like,
And I was laying on the gas. It would not move. It would just slowly just keep on budging.
well, you're sitting there at like 4 or 5 million.
Mhm.
RPM.
And then I threw it in neutral once I felt my back tires drop off the road onto the dirt. It just rolled on back. Don't know how. And so I waited for the semi and the SUV to pass. Somehow I didn't get hit doing this. And the second the SUV passed, I'm like, all right, let's go. I press on the gas. I'm not moving. My tires are moving, but I'm not. I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun. I look down at my RPMs. I'm going around 4,000 and I let off the gas a bit, and I do it one more time, and it catches a bit of ground, and I go, but it's like just fishtailing halfway here. I was given the option of staying home that day. If I had known that's how the travel here would have been, I would have not been here Monday.
Were you late?
No, I was in no way late. I I came here early so I could fill up because I had no gas.
I bet the
That would
fish
suck
fry
if you got
incident
rid
said
of
all that mess.
I bet that'd suck if you're just like trying to get to go. Like, oh, out of gas. Bad.
Oh, going home.
Mom. This pisses me off.
Anyone else have any ice stories?
Probably not as bad as yours, but
Been stuck in my driveway before.
really.
Yes.
Fun.
In Emporia, my driveway goes down a little hill, and I have a Dodge Ram, and so it's only rear-wheel drive. So this was a couple years ago. Trying to get to work, and so I shift into reverse, and I get out, and I'm going out of the driveway, getting onto the street, and then all of a sudden I hit a little divot, and then the truck just stopped moving. And it's like I all four wheels are still on contact with the ground. Just the thing is that it just there was just no traction whatsoever. And I kept pressing on the gas, and it just made a really loud noise to where one of the neighbors tried to help me get out of that spot. Well, once I got out, I took a look. There's a whole bunch of ice around everywhere on that driveway and the street, except for one little patch, which is really thick black burnt rubber on concrete.
Where'd you go? I remember years back. I think it was like middle school break. My mom was picking up from detention. And we went and got not Yoder. It was at Yoder. Not a carriage costume, but like one of the other little restaurants there.
Like
Other restaurant there.
second table. Well, that was there for a bit. Second table was there for a bit.
Is it like the Pulsar?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Like we were pulling back onto highway, whatever it is,
Mhm.
and like
That one highway.
I don't know what the highway is. Or Yoder Road. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. But we were pulling back onto Yoder Road, and we pulled up to the stop sign. Mom hit the brakes. It's like right into the middle of Yoder Road,
Fun.
like across both lanes. Semi coming. Like oh.
Yeah.
So so Mom started panicking. She floored the gas and turned the wheel as hard as we can. I think we gripped on like the smallest piece of like actual ground ever, and we just flung ourselves into the ditch. Like we weren't like completely into the ditch, but we went like half in it, and we just poured it on Yoder Road. Probably half an hour away.
Now, I know you're wanting to introduce one other thing, but I feel like I have to tell this story as well, since we're talking about like snow and ice and all of that.
All right.
So this past weekend there was a lot of what was it? No, it was a blizzard. That's what it was.
Spoiler alert.
It was a blizzard that apparently
Not
hit.
a DQ blizzard. Not a DQ blizzard.
I
Those are.
wasn't thinking that. I wrote in
Okay.
I
Continue.
like how you answered that.
He stared at me and said, "Like, you have to keep
But anyways, so it reminds me of a blizzard story that I had when I worked at GameStop in Emporia years and years ago.
I'm gonna say Dairy Queen.
No.
Like,
You got blizzard, and then you got ran into a blizzard.
So this was back in 2008. Yeah, winter of 2007, 2008. I was working part-time over in GameStop over in Emporia. It was right across the street from a Walmart. And it was myself and a friend of mine, and this friend is from Louisiana.
Louisiana?
Yep.
you're not used to this weather.
So we're there. We're
Tsunamis. What? These are hurricanes.
Tsunamis.
yeah, they're just always constantly getting bombarded by those tsunamis, man.
Every like 5 minutes. Oh shoot, tsunami!
Well, anyways, so we're sitting there and the store is empty. of course, because it's snowing and all that. And as it's progressively getting worse, we're just sitting there. We've already cleaned up the entire store, and so as we see the snow coming down, we go out by the front door. It's all glass on the wall, and we go out and we just go and take a look and see, like, okay, how bad is this going to get? It got to the point where we couldn't see even the driveway or the parking lot to Walmart at all, which was right across the street. And I turned and I saw on my friend's face the biggest eyes ever. I had to drive in that after getting out of work.
It was like,
I'm surprised you wouldn't go home early.
It's a GameStop now.
Nah.
Oh,
Best we can do is 1 minute early.
yeah. Best we can give y'all is $5,000 console and $2.
Did you ever have to do that as a GameStop employee?
I don't remember. I was only there for just a few weeks. It was, or no, not a few weeks, a couple months. It was, it was holiday temporary job.
Oh, fun. During the holidays,
So you
too.
never ripped people off?
No, I don't think so.
That he remembers.
That I
Yeah.
remember.
that he can't say it's part of the
That he wants
contract.
to remember.
That reminds me of it was this weekend. It was like Thanksgiving break, and we're gonna go to Genesis.
Yeah.
Genesis Health Club to work out because my dad needs help. So we were driving about Hope, and it was like the blizzard of like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, everyone was in it.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, so we were driving down to the I think it's K97. No, my streets. But we were driving, and you couldn't even see like a foot in front of your car. And my dad was like, "Whoa, we're gonna die! We're gonna die!" There's this semi truck in our lane coming towards us, and we're here. And my dad switches it to this lane, and like kind of scrapes his car a little bit. And so like, I'm in this side, and he scrapes it this way, trying to kill me. Like, just let's hit the semi truck.
I think if there's a blizzard out, you should probably just not go to
Hey,
the gym
Yeah.
today.
we had yoga planned. Okay, thank you very much.
I mean,
There are yoga
Blizzard, you should
videos
just,
on
like,
YouTube.
Yeah,
stay
but they're not a yoga instructor teaching us live.
I mean,
You can't ask them questions. Hey, how do you do that? You're like,
I would also assume that Genesis would be closed on that day.
yeah,
it was open. So was the daycare too. So we put that in there and worked out.
neat.
And then my mom came home and she's like, "Why'd you guys leave?" And she's like, "It's crazy out there." And I'm like, "Well, yoga's fun, so we're going." And she's like, "Well, you guys are crazy." She comes home with like all her clothes covered in white. And it was like, "Is it snowing out there?" She goes, "No, it's just sunny as it can be."
It's a balmy 35 degrees out.
It's 35 degrees Celsius, which would put it as like what, 90s,
Yes.
80s, somewhere. I don't know.
Probably 90s. Planet
Trump
Fitness is
support.
better than Genesis.
Oh. What? You say Planet Fitness is better than Genesis?
Yeah.
You better walk out that door, boy.
It's true.
No, it's not. They don't have a hot tub. And they don't have personal
You don't
trainers.
need a hot tub to work
Yes,
out.
because when you're not working out, you gotta get in the hot tub. When I go to sauna for like 20 minutes, and then it like reduces your like heat and everything, and it makes you sweat more. And then you go in the hot tub, and then it like reduces your muscles and like makes them relax.
You don't need a hot tub.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Zeke, you look like you know every word she just said was wrong.
I can just take a hot shower.
Yeah, just go home and take
Dude,
a hot shower.
also at
Just my
Genesis-
thing.
Also,
A bunch of money.
also at Genesis,
Well,
they offer
technically
free
you are, but
conditioner
it's
and
just
body
directly to the water department.
Exactly.
Okay.
Besides, who knows how many people look at me?
True. Maybe
This old lady from school. Okay, I can't tell. It's really bad.
You could finally do your bit.
And he said, I thought he
Yeah.
said something. Oh, she just broke that. Oh, and I was like, okay.
And editing that.
Okay. Next up after that got out of hand, in my opinion. We have an interview with Coach Hill, and
We had a live audience too.
Yep. Debate team was in here.
the debate team was in there.
Yep, they didn't say anything. They just stood and watched. It was really creepy. I turned around.
And it was over the football season.
No,
What
it
was
was
it over?
golf season. Duh, it's football.
Not fast you believe. All right, here's the interview.
I'm here with Mr. Hill, our football coach at Haven High, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you for your view of football. First one being, what team would you like to be coaching in 15 years?
Haven.
Haven.
My ideal situation is to stay here until my wife's ready to retire from work and finish my career here.
What is the most difficult part of being a coach?
Most difficult part would be the emotional, mental aspect of it. The physical things take care of themselves. Get the guys in the weight room, the plays lined up, and all that. But football's a different sport. It's the only one where you're going to get hit every play, and it takes a special person to want to hit well enough and hard enough to beat the guy across from him all the time.
What values do you set yourself as a coach of a team?
We talk a lot about full potential. We concentrate on what we do. We concentrate on us, and our catchphrase is "we before me." And my goal in 20 years, when these guys start coming back, is that they've got good lives, they've got good marriages, they're good husbands, they're good fathers, and then we just kind of let the scoreboard take care of itself.
What are your greatest weaknesses?
My greatest weakness is for my family, it's working too much on it and taking time away from spending time with my wife or spending time with my kids on the weekends. A struggle for me is trying to blend the desire I had to win with high school athletes, balancing that desire out.
And what are your greatest strengths?
I'm not sure I have a whole lot.
That's a lie.
No, I love being here at Haven. I love working with the students. I love coming to work every day, whether it's in August, whether it's in October, whether it's February, even June and July. I just love our school and being a part of it.
How many years have you been coaching here?
This is my third season here. So graduated in 90. Wife graduated in 92. My two oldest sons are alumni, so we're the Haven family.
He's also doing baseball this year since Butterfield left. So that's a new thing. When you think about a typical day as a coach, what kinds of tasks would you be doing?
I'm not sure I don't think there is a typical day. For my family, and Coach Cooper and I came at the same time, so we kind of refer to that as us coming. Since we've been here, finishing up our third year now, it's something different every day. It may involve printing out practice schedules. It may involve doing PR work, selling calendars, doing an interview with a radio station. Today we had a Division II college coach in from Oklahoma that we talked to. It's kind of all over the charts. My main goal is to take care of all that administrative stuff so our assistants can coach, so they can do their thing.
What is the most rewarding part of being a coach?
When you guys get the lessons, whether it's a life lesson or whether even in math equation, as a teacher, you can almost see a light bulb go on. And when you see students, whether it's in the classroom or the weight room or the practice field or the baseball diamond, when you see a young person understand what you're trying to communicate to them, that's what makes it all worthwhile.
And it's like one of those internal connections too. You just know, right? Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times too. And
That's it.
It's a beautiful feeling.
That's it.
Are you a patient person?
No, I'm not. I know our goals for the football program and my goals for the baseball program, for the weight room, and I want it now. But where we're at, it's been steady improvement over the 3 years. When we got here, the varsity football team had 22 to finish the year out. And each year we've had between 43 and 45 on the varsity team. The middle school team, this year's junior class was a part of that. They had 13. And to play a football game with 13 guys, whew, that's brutal. We've been around 23 to 25 every year at the middle school. It's a slow process. It's one of building, and I'm ready for it to be done. I'm ready for the rewards to start coming in for our guys.
Do you enjoy football here at Haven?
I do. I really do. I'll talk to classmates of mine that I graduated with, and it's almost surreal. So like the room we're in now, this was the band room when I was here, and it wasn't split up. It was the whole thing, and we had the same lockers you guys have, the same cafeteria. There's not a whole lot that's changed about Haven.
If a player openly badmouths your coaching decisions, how will you handle the situation?
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I'll be honest, I'm not for everyone. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to like my personality. You're going to see that through life, and you have to, as a person, you have to form your values and your beliefs and your character. And if you can go to sleep at night knowing that you did what was right, then that's what you have to judge yourself on. We don't do a lot of arguing. We don't do a lot of discussion. A lot of the times I'll tell the players that this generation I'm not a big fan. It makes me work too much, because when I was your age, the reason was because. You ask your mom or dad, well, why do you have to do that? Because. You ask your coach, why? Because. And because isn't good enough anymore. Your generation wants to know the why. And a lot of times I get caught up in not explaining the why.
Yeah, everyone's audience or
I mean, I can understand that. I grew up with a family that that did that as well. Like that was part of my family. It's like, hey, you need to do this. Why? Well, because I said so.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else is just, every time that you ask why, you're just putting that shovel and hiking the dirt over your shoulder some more. So, yeah, I can definitely. I mean, that's definitely relatable.
I mean, it's great. I think every generation looks not down, but makes that comment. Kids today, and my parents made it about me. I'm sure my grandparents made it about my parents. And when you explain the why, you will have more people, whether it's football players or baseball players or athletes or students or in the workforce, a coworker, someone that you're supervising, whatever it is. When they understand the why, there's more buy-in from them. And some of the things we do, most teams don't do. Some of the things that we don't do, most teams do. And that's just how I decided to build Haven football and what I wanted to do with it. I was upfront and honest with, at the time, Mr. Neinstead and Mr. Weedle when I got hired, that I know a lot of guys that have Saturday morning meetings with their team and Sunday morning meetings with their team, and we just don't do that. So
what's one thing that you're thinking about, like possibly changing for next year's team? Good, bad, indifferent.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
We've it was our third year this year, our third summer, our third season.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the lineups will always change just because guys graduate. One of the things we'll have 8 out of 11 starters on both sides of the ball were seniors last year. So a lot of the names will be different. A lot of those guys were 2-year starters for us. Some of our younger players, our juniors, even our sophomores will play on Friday night. So, but it's a constant teaching and making sure everyone's on the same page and everything lines up. Just like you have vocabulary in an English class or a social studies class, you have vocabulary in football, and just want to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate the appreciate the opportunity.
And that was our interview with Mr. Hill. I hope you enjoyed. Now on to our next segment, a quick BuzzFeed quiz. Can you pass our millennial test and beat Jacob Sartorius' score? This confuses me real quick. Why are they comparing Jacob Sartorius to a millennial? He was born in 2002. It confuses me. But whatever. Here we go. All right. Gen Z singer and internet personality Jacob Sartorius, I know, stopped by our BuzzFeed office. Why would he do that? Well, all right. Apparently he knew more than expected, even though he is a musician. Air quotes. Which isn't a real boy band from the late 90s or early 2000s. The Left Boys, O-Town, LFO, or 98 Degrees?
The left.
The Left Boys?
Yeah.
Correct. The Left Boys was not a band. What is a phone from the early 2000s called? The Razor, the LG Chocolate, the Sidekick, or the Pebble?
What was the?
I've heard of the Brick, the Nokia, like they're big.
I've heard of that one. It's not like 22,
This is too easy because I grew up with all this.
Why don't you brag about it?
Sidekick.
The Sidekick. How do you feed a Furby? By pushing its stomach, by sticking your finger in its mouth, by holding it upside down? Trick question. You can't feed Furbies. So do you know this one, Mr. Expert?
hmm
Don't you stack its finger in its mouth?
I didn't have a Furby.
You seem like the kind of fella who would. Yeah. I mean, all the other ones just seem too stupid. What is this teacher's name? Oh, from Recess, I think it is. Miss Finster? Isn't it Grundler? I remember a Grundler.
It's Finster.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No. It's Finster though.
It is. I don't know why. I remember Miss Grundler. Who is this guy?
That's very helpful.
Here, do you want to see? It looks like one of the Sprouse brothers took a bad tumble. Aaron Carter, Jesse McCartney. I don't think that's him. Chad Michael Murray or Ryan Cabrera.
Jesse.
Is it Jesse?
No.
Yes, it is. Who were the stars of The Simple Life? Ashley and Jessica Simpson. Sarah. Okay. Paris Hilton and Nicole Foster. Or Lauren Conrad and Heidi Montag. Let's see if you will beat Jacob Sartorius. Which would you use to illegally download music in the early 2000s? MySpace, Zanga, LimeWire, or Club Penguin? Duh, Club Penguin. What else would you use? What Disney Channel show is this?
Even Steven. I can't see that.
hmm
I guess.
Okay. See, I wouldn't know that. I didn't really like a lot of Disney shows. Which group was Beyonce a part of before she went solo? Destiny's Child, TLC, Spice Girls?
Destiny's Child.
I knew it was Destiny's Child. I've heard her say that stuff a lot. And finally, do you know which Beanie Baby shares your birthday?
Yes.
I do not, because I never cared about Beanie Babies.
We're not 50-year-old women, but you say yes.
All right, then say yes.
Yes.
Oh, you got 10 out of 10. You're probably a millennial. Are you a millennial? You see, that's how baloney this is. All right, a quick one. Cast a movie with Disney characters, and we'll tell you which movie in 2018 you should watch. Are you ready for this, guys? Who's your leading lady? Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Mulan. I know it's Mulan. I'm just saying Mulan.
No, it's Milan.
No, you're going to say Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. Pocahontas or Rapunzel. No. No, this is mine. I'm going Mulan. That was the best one yet. Who's their best friend?
Donnie
Cinderella,
Osmond was in that one.
Aurora, Merida, or Tiana? All right, who's choosing this one?
Cinderella.
Alex, who is it?
Tiana.
Tiana is her best friend? Okay. Who acts as their love
Princess and the
interest?
Frog.
Li Shang, Ariel, Flynn Rider, or Aladdin? Who's choosing this one? You? All right, Aladdin. I personally would have chosen Flynn Rider. That's Smolder. Who's the leading lady's pet? Miko the raccoon from Pocahontas, the Kirshi cat that'll just like, Tulise Marie and Beerlaws from the Aristic. What is that? Is that the Aristic?
The Aristocats.
Yeah, the Aristocats, or Lady from Lady and the Tramp. Who's choose? Logan, choose this one. Miko the raccoon from Pocahontas. Just choose one from these pictures.
Oh,
Oh,
it's a Cheshire.
it's a cat. Come on.
The cat? I don't know. I would have chosen either the cats or the raccoon. And finally, who's the villain? Human Ursula, Vanessa, Maleficent, Gaston, or the evil queen? Everyone else is chosen. Who is it?
I'm torn between either saying Maleficent or Gaston.
I'd say Gaston because it's so close to my name.
Gaston, what?
No, it isn't.
Replace the G with an E.
Gaston.
There's my new name. Gaston. Who is it? Who's the villain?
Oof.
Or the evil queen?
Evil Queen.
It's his choice. You've chosen already.
I feel like Gaston.
It's Gaston.
What about Ethan?
You got Deadpool too. Is it funny that I've seen that?
Deadpool 2?
Yes, it is
It's
great.
a great movie.
I've never
It is.
seen any
You need
You
to.
need to get out of here unless it doesn't do that.
All right, so we're gonna watch Deadpool 2 in the next podcast.
And then we'll review it.
And then we will be interviewing our next teacher.
And then
While we watch it.
We'll go on my
Okay.
The new Pokemon.
That looks
I plan on watching
awesome.
it.
It looks so stupid.
What?
No, you don't
It looks
understand.
awesome.
It looks awesome.
It looks
Did you play any Pokemon games?
no.
Then you
Then
can't.
there's your reasoning.
You cannot talk.
It looks like anime. Trying to do the laugh.
Manga. That's what. Okay.
I don't know. I'm not.
I don't know. I think what really ties over for me is the fact that Pikachu is voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, that is hilarious.
That is the best part about
So
that.
you don't understand me, but I will electrocute you.
I find it funny that Ryan Reynolds is playing both Deadpool,
And
the
Pikachu.
least family-friendly superhero ever, and then there's Pikachu.
The best part is, you're gonna be like, oh, this is a very friendly family. So,
And then he ends up shish kebabbing a dude in the first
I have a
part.
joke.
okay,
It's like all they can hear from me is Pika Pika. It's like, well, you could hear him, right? Pika Pika! Oh, Pika Pika, you're so cute. You're so cute too. They don't understand me.
I have a joke.
All right. That was the blur and blur of that one episode of the WIldcat Podcast. And here's Zeke with the outro.
I guess.
That was good audio.